Hello, nice to meet you. Ooh, what a lovely day. What's your name? Some of my closest friends call me the new. You should do the same. I noticed your smile from across the way. I'm digging your style, I must say. Would you mind if I share this table with you? Put my bag down, have a seat and stay a while.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the platform with me, Miss Sewa. I do have a guest in this evening. So this evening we're going to be talking about strangers and talking to strangers. Do you speak to strangers on a train? When you sit down next to somebody, do you speak to them? Do you even say hello? Just hello. What's your relationship like with your neighbours? You know your neighbours' first name, their dog's name, their cat's name. When you get into the lift or the elevator, as my American friends will put it, do you perhaps stop and just say hi? Or are you one of those ones that just look up or go into the corner and just wait for your floor to come to get off? So today we're talking about whether or not you're on team yes, I'll talk to everybody and almost anyone because communication is important, or are you a person that's just like, you know what, forget it. Who gives a flying elephant? I don't need to speak to anybody. Do you always have your head down, your phone out, and the world just disappears around you? So tonight in the studio, I have with me a friend, somebody who I actually worked with last year, and we've kept in touch. So today, he's in here in the studio joining me so we can discuss this thing of the communication, the lost art of communication. And just simple, I don't know, some people say it's manners. I don't know, we'll have to decide what it is, if it's just good manners or actually it doesn't matter. So, Felix,
hi.
Would you like to, hello, welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming into the studio. I know this is your first time.
Yeah.
I'm sharing a screen with you today. Usually you have your own screen to yourself, but
Right. Okay.
today I'm sharing with you, so that's okay. How are you doing today?
Not too bad.
Thank you very much for coming in.
My pleasure.
First time, you're not nervous, are you?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Do
so.
I
You're
look nervous?
no, you don't look nervous. You're not the nervous type, actually. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Felix Mason. I am 26. I feel like I'm like setting up a profile online or something like that.
Well, you know, just all right. I'll tell you what. Tell me about your day. How was your day today?
My day was quite constructive. Went for a walk.
Nice.
Had a really nice view. Read. Had some stuff to look into, and yeah, been quite constructive, and yeah.
Good day.
Yeah, it's been
A relaxing one as well, sounds like.
I wouldn't say relaxed.
Okay.
I don't like to relax.
You don't like to relax?
No.
Mate, you need to relax.
Maybe.
You need to relax. Okay, so before we carry on, that's the two of us in the studio today, everybody. I'm hoping that everybody will call up and tell me something. Tell me whether or not you are one that's quite happy and open to speak to strangers, make new friends, or you just don't like to. The studio line number, as always, is 0203 002 8482. I feel like I should sing it, but if I do, I might hurt your eardrum, so I'm just going to say it.
You should sing. I think you should sing.
No.
You've got a great voice.
There's a few screens in the studio, and they will crack very easily. And my phone. So the number again is 0203 002 8482. If you are calling on a WhatsApp number, it's the same, but you start with +44 or 0044 203 002 8482. So that's numbers to get in touch in the studio. You can join us on FireLive on Facebook and on YouTube, and you can also listen to us on TuneIn Radio, again on FireLive. So, Felix,
Hey,
do you talk to strangers?
it depends what mood I'm in. I have two different experiences. You know, like for instance, this morning, after I was coming back from my walk, and I was walking past this old. I presume she's African, and I looked at her and I just smiled. I didn't say anything, but then she looked at me with this very angry face. She's like, "Good morning." I was like,
Oh, so
hi.
she didn't say good morning.
Yeah, she's like, "Good morning." I was like, "Okay, hi," and then I just carried on walking. Whereas I felt like, you know, she expected me to say hi to her, but you know, I did sort of smile, which is my way of saying hi.
Okay.
And there's another time, whereas the day that I think when England played, and
Last Wednesday.
yeah,
Is this the last game they played?
yeah.
Okay.
And you know, I was on my way home from a meeting, and I just started talking to this lady because of the train was so packed, and she was like, you know, "I'm not going in." I was like, "Neither am I." And then there's this guy that just ran in and just like literally just was like
Barged you out the way.
and we just both looked at each other like, okay. And then so from there on we just started talking, and then she, you know, so there was like some sort of interest as in like, where you going, what you going to do, what you plan tonight, sort of thing, which was it was quite spontaneous and random, but you know,
Nice.
it worked out well, I guess.
Yeah. See, that's good. I think so. Would you say in that case it's kind of like a circumstance brought you together? Like, well, not together like that, but got you talking. Then
I assume so, yes. Whereas I guess let's say that the circumstance just made us speak to each other, and but then I guess after that, because we sat apart from each other,
Yeah.
people in between, we just didn't say anything after that.
Okay.
And we got on the same train together. So.
But you made initial contact. I think mainly my thing is, some people, I think when you say hello to people or you even smile at them, they kind of think, oh, what did they want? Especially if it's the opposite sex. They may automatically think that, oh, you're trying to flirt with me or whatever. But it's just a simple hello or a smile.
I think growing up with me, the thing is that, you know, from what I've experienced, usually if you were trying to talk to someone, maybe especially a girl, you know, this is from my experience anyway, I think they would take that in a completely wrong way and think that you're trying to, you know,
Get with them.
And so there's this attitude, and so we're just like, oh, do I really want to bother carry on talking to her, or do I even want to speak to that person? But you know, but moving forward, I've learned that not everyone's the same. So I try, but then again, I do still have that sort of bias. If I see like maybe. I'm not saying that I only speak to ugly girls. No, that's what I'm saying.
I should hope not.
Or I'm saying, like, sometimes if I see a pretty girl, I tend to think twice before I speak to her, before she gets, because I'm thinking she might get the wrong idea. So I'm like, oh no, I don't want to speak to her.
Okay. So we'll come back to sort of just random strangers, but so what about colleagues, people at work? Because I've been used to kind of working in a company where the whole building belongs to the company I work for, or the whole floor, whatever. I'm currently working in a building where there are about 70 different companies in there.
Wow.
So you don't know everybody, but I tend to always say hello. Like even just walking into somebody's office, I'll say hello because I just think that's manners. And I struggle when people come into my space or my office or where I am and they just get on with things. They don't, say anything. I don't know why, but I personally feel that's a bit rude. But a lot of people don't think it is. What do you think about that? Do you think it's common courtesy that when you walk into somebody's space, i.e. in the lift, i.e. in their office, just to say hello or make eye contact or something, acknowledge the person?
But then I believe that everybody has a choice. So if you want to, you don't have to say hi. You can just,
It's not by force.
It's not by force. I tend to sometimes not want to say anything to nobody, but I don't have to feel like I have to speak to you. I do have a choice to whether or not I want to speak to. But then again, it depends on the relationship.
But how do you have a relationship with somebody if one of you don't make that first contact, don't say that first hello?
Well, I don't go out with the intention of having a relationship with it.
No, not that kind of relationship.
No, I know what you mean, but it's just like, I don't go out thinking, okay, I'm going to make some friends today. But, I don't know. It depends on how I feel. If I feel like, if I'm in a happy mood, I would speak, yeah. But if I'm not, I'll just be like, oh my God, I just want to
just get on with life. All right, fine.
Do I really have to speak to this person?
Okay, I get you. So, apart from this lady that you bumped into, got on a train with the other day, do you have any other instances when you've been or maybe you've sat down, there was a spare seat and you've sat down and somebody was already sitting there, where maybe you've started a conversation?
Yes, I have. But don't get me wrong, I do have very good relationships with even the guy that lets me through the barriers at the train station. I do have a really good relationship with them. I like to speak to people just to get to understand, what they do, and just to build a friendship. I am, but I guess again it depends on what mood I'm in. But as I said earlier, like the guy that lets me through the barriers, we have a good relationship. I'll stand there, talk to him about whatever interests he has, and we just have a normal conversation, and we'll go on. We just go on to do whatever we need to do.
I think that's really important as well. I think quite often we do overlook, and dare I say the word, service people, like customer service people, and just people who do things for us on a daily basis. Like whenever I get on a bus, I like to say hello to the bus driver, because my life is in his hands that time. It's true, like my life is in his hands. I need him to drive, be in a good frame of mind and drive well so I can get to my destination. So
he's paid to, he should do that.
I like to say hello, and like he was at the train station, the attendants there, I say hello to them. Somebody said to me once in a previous company that I worked for that you're very friendly with the cleaners.
Is there a problem with that?
Yeah, I took an offense to that on different levels, but I now said to her why, and she said, oh well, I don't know you, like you always have a conversation with them, you're always talking to them. And I said, well, technically they're almost like my colleagues as well, because whilst I'm working with you, I'm kind of working with them as well. Like they are the ones that are keeping the place clean. They're making sure that there's mugs and everything for everybody. Not that I use, I always have my own cutlery and my bowls. But do you know what I mean? Like they're the ones that do that, and why not? Really, but quite often people kind of separate the whole my colleagues and the people who are working. So the security, I don't have to say anything. Do you know what I mean? Or when I go to the bank, I like to say hello, how are you, before I start what I'm doing, or at the till at the supermarket. But a lot of people don't think that's something that needs to be done, which I think is quite weird. But I think it's just because they're about to do something for you. It's common courtesy, isn't it? People call it small talk.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but yeah, I guess at the end of the day, we're all humans. A job job title does not really define who the person is. That's how I see it. So I just speak. I try to not try. My intention is to speak to someone, regardless of what their job title is. But for instance, the company I was with, media company, the CEO or whatever, gave a speech, and then everyone was in shock and blah blah blah. And so he was coming around speaking to everyone, and and everyone was just there staring in awe and just like, what do I say? And I was just like, well, just spoke to him as it was.
He's a human.
So what's the strategy? What's going on? Like wanting to know. And we had a conversation, and just I think sometimes the people's titles and stuff, people take too seriously.
Yeah.
And they forget that we're all humans, and just we just need to just
get on with it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Nanette on Facebook. Hi Nanette, are you gonna call in? She said, yep, common courtesy, I always say hello, it's good to do so. I agree with you. But even at the very least, maybe just a smile. I know that we don't always feel like we want to do it, but I think our day, we can make people's day, and our day will be a bit nicer if we just communicate more. But we have this thing, this phone and these iPads and these things that we kind of sit down and we just kind of head down, and I do it quite often as well. Like last week I said I was supposed to do this topic 2 weeks ago, and we had some technical issues, so the show didn't happen. So I just decided, actually, for that week I'm gonna make an effort and actually not stay on my phone, not be writing anything, not reading anything, but just look up and just take in what's going on around me. And I also really like to people watch, so it wasn't that difficult. I like just looking at people and thinking what's going through their minds, and listening to conversations, calling nosy if you want, but I'm just a curious human being. So I did that, and I noticed, like, a couple of those days, literally when I got on the train, everybody's head was down. Apart from a couple of people who might have been sleeping, everybody's head was down on the phone, listening to music and also doing something on their phone. And every time anybody looked up, I made an effort to, just smile. Because, I think a few people thought it was a bit weird, and that's okay. But just to smile. And actually, when I did, people did smile back. Started a couple of conversations that there was a girl who, she's originally from Nigeria, but she lives in Canada, and she's here for 6 weeks. Her name is Kemi. I don't know, I think she's listening because I did send this to her. And she's here for just over a month, and she's a doctor. So she's doing her practice here. I think that's what they call it anyway. And we got talking, and she said, you know what? She's been here for over a week. She doesn't really know people. And everybody just looks so annoyed all the time when she gets on the train, when she's out, that no one's actually kind of really approached her and said hello. But she came to sit next to me, and then she looked at me. I looked at her and I said hi. She said hello, and that was it. And we were talking for like half an hour through the journey. And I said, oh, actually, I'm about to do a show about this. So, Kemi, if you're listening, this is your bit. About, speaking to strangers. And she said she would then go off, because what does she have to lose? She doesn't live in the country. So that day she's just going to talk to everybody and see how many people respond. And it went quite well. It was a social experiment, and she said she spoke to, I think, 14 different people, and out of those, about 9 were quite responsive, which is a good number, right? Or not? No?
I don't know. It depends on the person's personal preference.
Why is that a preference thing?
I don't know. To some people that might be enough. To some people that's not enough.
But I mean, like 9 out of 14 is a good number. No? Maybe should she have spoken to more people? It
sounds quite reasonable. No, I'm not saying she should have spoken to more people. It sounds quite reasonable. But my question is, my question is, actually, you know what? I have a few points to make. If I can.
Of course, go ahead, please.
What's it called? If she thinks everyone's really miserable, you know, in England, she needs to. Has she been to Central London?
She didn't. She said just like on her journey.
What's the journey like? What does she do?
So she's out quite early. It's early in the morning, and well, that's not that early. It's like 8 something, just before 9. So it's not that early, and she just says that everybody, even when she smiles at people, they kind of just get on with it. They just either put their head down or pretend they didn't see her, and just carry on. And that's what she means by people were a bit miserable.
Does she want to be seen? Is that the thing?
What do you mean, does she want to be? No, she's new in town. She doesn't know anyone. So obviously she might want to strike up a conversation.
She should.
She should.
Yeah, maybe she should just tap him and be like, hey, you're right.
You don't think somebody might get boxed out for that, no?
No, I don't think so. Why would no? You can always get the police. If somebody behaves like get the police, call the police. You're not allowed to hit someone because they touched you and say hi. Can I talk to you? You
know, some people's reflexes are quite quick, so I don't know about the touching somebody.
I don't know.
I might jump in front of you and say, "Hey, what's going on?" I don't know about tapping, but yeah, that's something. Kemi, if you're listening, you can call in. You've got the number. Got some people on Facebook. Scylla, hello. I've got your lipstick. Scylla wants my red lipstick, and I've been promising her for months, and I've not given it to her. I'm sorry. I've got it in my bag. I'll give it to you this weekend. She said, honestly, stress is everywhere. And it's true. People are stressed all the time. So I think maybe some conversation might ease some of the stress.
Is it people are stressed or they just look stressed?
I think there's a lot of people who are stressed in like all over the world, but in England I think there's a lot of stressed people, and there's a lot of people who don't have people to talk to.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I'll give you an example. The other day I went into Iceland in the morning. And so if you know me, you will know that sometimes if I hear something and it doesn't sound right to me, whether I'm part of the conversation or not, I kind of get involved in the conversation. So I went into Iceland, and the 2 people that were having a conversation, they weren't there. And the guy was, saying that there are no good women. There's no women are not to be trusted. And of course, as a woman, I took offense to that. As a good woman, I'm a good woman. I took extra offense to that. So I said, excuse me, no, that's not true. And he said, yeah. And then so he went off and he was telling me about, there was this lady woman that he was kind of dealing with, and he took on her responsibilities and stuff. And she just basically treated him like poo, basically, and left. And because of that, he's obviously hurt. Anyway, we ended up having a half an hour conversation. And you know what he said? He said that he doesn't really have close friends. His family, he's not very close to them, and he doesn't get to speak to people. But after our conversation, he has he's changed his mind as far as all women are like this to some women are like that, the same as some men are like this. But everything is in his head. What he does is he writes stuff down, but he doesn't get a chance to have a conversation with people. So he appreciates that first that I butted in. That's the first time anyone's appreciated me butting into that conversation. But he appreciated that, and that I talked to him, and that I had time to talk to him. So yeah, there are people out there, and we all might seem like it's fine, everybody's okay. But I think sometimes there's so much going on in your head that even just a simple distraction from those thoughts in your head is good. I know that I welcome it sometimes, a lot of the times.
What do you suggest?
What do I suggest? I suggest that we put our phones down and talk and take notice of our surroundings and learn new things from new people. I
think it's a generational thing. Whereas the older generation are saying, I'm not saying you're old, by the way.
Mate, I'm a few days older than you.
I just want to make that clear. When
older generation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because whereas they don't understand the new, I assume they don't understand the new technology that's out there today. When kids are always on their phone and things like that, they're like, why don't you just talk to someone in front of you?
Mm.
The thing is, people are also they're in a way they are communicating with somebody on their phone. That person might not be in front of them, but they're communicating with them through another medium.
But are these people they even know?
I don't know. It depends. It might be people that they know. It might not be people that they know. But still, in a way, they're connecting. Which is, don't you believe that, or don't you think that's quite good that somebody in Saudi Arabia or somebody in Nigeria can communicate with somebody in the UK or the US or anywhere else in the world?
I think it's wonderful.
Instantly. Yeah.
I think it's amazing, and I use it fully. Like I take full advantage of WhatsApp, Messenger, Facebook, Instagram.
Well,
that's the only ones, but yeah, I take full advantage of it. However, whilst we're doing all of that, communicating with all these other people in all these other places around the world, it's good because you're gaining knowledge, you're learning about new cultures, etc. Via the web. But what about the people in front of you? What about the people here who actually can see you, who are actually in front of you? Today, I was speaking to a friend at work, FOP, and she said that when she has her college friends come over like about three times a year, so she entertains them basically, and when they come, everybody has to put their phone in a bag because before they get into the house, and it's all put aside, so the whole night you're actually concentrating on your actual friends and the people in front of you and the people that you know, because they found that sometimes they're listening, but they half liking something on Instagram or looking at something somewhere else that's actually got nothing to do with what's going on around them there and then. I'm not saying like social media is a bad thing. It's not. I think it's a good thing for
could be bad also.
Business and stuff. Yeah, but it can also be bad because then we're changing the way we communicate. I think, what was that BT advert? It's good to talk, or talking is good, something like that. Like, actually open your mouth and talk. People do a lot of liking and texting, but there aren't many phone calls.
But does there need to be phone calls?
Yes.
Only when I think it should be only phone calls when it's necessary, not just.
What? So when is it necessary? When is it necessary to talk to somebody? Like the thing that you're doing a long text about, is it quicker to like just call the person and say it?
If I'm messaging a friend, I'm like, and I think to myself, actually, no, I'd rather say this to them, then I'll just call them and be like, listen, I'd rather call you than message you because I felt like this would be a lot easier.
So what's not necessary? When is it not necessary to speak to somebody?
I don't know. It depends on it depends on each person. If you like, for instance, with the example that you gave, whereas someone's friends came from somewhere and they all put their phones away and stuff like that. It seems like that's a good idea. It's sort of like a controlled environment where there's like an agreement of, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're all here to see each other, so let's put our phones away. There's a collective sort of agreement, and everyone sticks to it, and it works for everyone. So if like you can apply sort of like the same thing, if you need to contact somebody or whatever, and you just sort of like customize things as what really you feel is necessary, in order to have a discussion or whatever it is that you need to do with this person.
Okay, so for me, I think I don't do enough of it actually. I remember when, and maybe you might not remember this so much because you're a little bit younger than me, just a little bit, but
I'm 18. Jokes.
I remember that when there was a network called 1-to-1. Did you know about that?
Oh yeah, of course.
And they had a brick phones, and everybody had free calls 7 to 7 in the morning. And you like it was literally like 6:59, and I started dialing, And I remember I stay on the phone with my friends, like all night. Of course, I would have done my homework. My mum will tell you I would have done my homework. And, you know, you just stay on the phone. I remember I used to fall asleep on the phone talking to some of my friends. Now it's like, I don't remember the last time I had a conversation with somebody that lasted more than 30 minutes. And this may be somebody I haven't seen for a while. But if you look at our text conversation, there's lots of texting. There's a lot of, you know, it's a whole conversation by text. But actually picking up the phone, I think we're losing that. I think we're losing the actual act of opening your mouth. That's what our mouths are there for, not just for eating, to talk as well. Talking is good. It's good to talk. I think, for me personally, I think it's a bad thing when we don't actually speak. I think the texting is too much. Like when phones actually had texters before, it used to only allow you a certain amount of characters, and then it will finish.
So
and then
to be like Twitter.
Yeah, or I don't know about Twitter. I'm not on Twitter yet. I don't think I'm gonna go on Twitter.
No, it only allows you a certain amount of characters.
Right. See,
it's quite limited.
There you go. And then when that was happening, everybody was on the phone. Everybody was talking. And that's when everyone had a landline as well that they would actually use. And it was free calls, landline to landline. And the Mercury 1-to-1 was free 7-7 to 07956 numbers, and also to landline. So everybody talked. And, you know, sometimes when you're speaking to somebody by text, you won't ever get how they feel.
Think so?
Or what? No. And sometimes we do actually misunderstand things. I know that I do sometimes, that somebody would text me something quite innocent and I might take it the wrong way, or vice versa. But I think when you're speaking to the person, you can text somebody, hey, how you doing? And they'll text back, I'm okay, thanks, how are you? But until you're speaking to the person and you know what their tone is usually like, you won't know that they sound a bit down, because you can tell. When somebody you know, somebody that's close to you, is feeling down, when you hear it, but you will never get that from a text message, would you? Or if the person is like overjoyed or hyper about something, excited, you will never, unless they say, oh, I'm really excited on text, you will never hear that emotion, feel the emotion with them, unless you're talking to them. If I'm talking to you on the phone and you're super excited, I'm going to pick that up straight away. But I won't if you're texting me. Do you understand what I mean?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. But
really? Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. That's
because
fine.
Of, I don't know. I think the way that's set up is like sort of. I can't think of a good way to explain it right now. But when I speak, or when I usually speak to people, they can't really gauge exactly how I feel, because of apparently I'm quite monotoned, which is purposely done that way because of. You
don't want anyone to guess how you're feeling.
No, it's
yeah?
not. I don't want anyone to guess how I feel. But then again, this, you know, it opens the doors for conversation.
Yeah.
Because of what I tend to do is that if I'm having a conversation with a friend and they go, "Are you not happy?" I'm like, "What makes you think that?" And and we start talking. I'm like, "Well, I am fine. I'm happy. Just because I, apparently sound this way doesn't mean I'm not happy." That's just how I sound. I don't need to go, oh my god, to show that I'm happy. If you know me, it depends on our relationship. If you know me, you know that you know me when I'm happy and when I'm not happy.
Well, okay. I don't know if I would get that over the phone. I mean, obviously, if I see you, I don't know. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. So you like to keep people guessing, like.
No, it's not.
You want them to think, is he happy today? Is he sad?
No, that's not what I intend to do. It's not a game.
That's just you.
It's not a game. It's just me.
Okay.
And that's just how I am. But I'm not. For me, I don't think that for me, being on the phone does not,
it's not
hinder,
necessary.
It doesn't hinder or anything, or you know, if I need to speak to someone, I call them. If I don't, you know, but then again, when I see most of my friends will speak on the phone, we have so many different ways of communicating. And you know, I feel like, you know, what technology does is that, you know, it allows you to communicate on so many different platforms at so many different times,
which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, but then again, it all depends on the individual. What are you using it for, you know? And you know, because of people tend to just I think, you know, based on what I've seen, people tend to just sit on their phone and scroll through Instagram. What exactly are they looking for? God knows. But they just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and you know.
Yeah, when they could be talking to somebody, and
but they don't always have to.
They don't always have to, but then do you always have to be on Instagram? Do you always have to be?
Well, it depends. It depends what you do.
Be nosy in real life, innit?
It depends what you do. You know, I guess different people have behaved different ways for certain reasons. But you know, I think you know, I think it's cool. It's cool to have conversations, and you know, face to face, on the phone, through text messages, whichever that person feels is appropriate
and prefers.
Yeah, at that time.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I don't disagree with that. I think there's so many, like you said, there's so many lines of communication that you just choose the one that's good for you. For me personally, I think the one that we are losing is an actual, like, face-to-face conversation.
Are we losing it?
Sorry?
Are we losing it?
I think we are. I think we're moving away from it. But that's my personal thought on that. If anybody's listening and you agree or disagree with me, do feel free to call in.
Okay.
The studio line number is 0203 002 8482. Silla, you can call in. Roan, you can call in. Auntie Marilyn, you can call in. You guys can call in and let us know what you think about that. I feel like every time I speak to somebody new, I think it's quite beautiful. I'm learning new things, so it's a link to knowledge for me. I laugh about certain things. I think most people that I come into contact with will say something or do something that's going to make me laugh at some point. And also it's a bit of an adventure, because when I start speaking to someone, I never know which way it's going to go. Like, I've had some really weird conversations with people, and I'm one of those people that I like to carry on with things. My tenacity is interesting.
Yeah.
So whichever way it's going, I'm not stopping until it's, you know, you're finished. So if you're talking nonsense, sometimes I will, you know, let you carry on. And so yeah, so through that I've had some really weird but also very wonderful conversations with different people.
It's part and parcel.
It's part and parcel.
Yeah.
I think that's just me.
You're not always going to meet it's like in a relationship, you're not always going to meet the right person.
It's true. There might be some people who just kind of like look at you, cut their eye and carry on, and I've had that. That was fine. That was okay. But actually, so this conversation, the reason why I wanted to do this topic also was I was in Bethnal Green a couple of weeks ago, and I was sitting at the bus stop, and some other people came to join, and this older lady,
Oh wow. Okay.
I almost fell back on the chair. Jeez. This lady, she looked like maybe she was about 70 or so, came, and she sat down next to me and another gentleman who, I think he was probably like a bus conductor. So this was at the bus stop. And she said hello to him first, and he said, oh, hello. He kind of looked up because he was looking at his newspaper.
Yeah.
And he looked up, gave her a little side glance, and he said hello, and he went back to it.
Yeah.
And she said, how are you today? And I was like, in my head, I was like, yeah, I like this lady. Said to him, how are you today? And he said, oh, he looked really surprised as well, which isn't surprising. And then he said, I'm fine, thank you. And she was still looking at him. and then he said, "How are you?" And then she said, "I'm very well, thank you." And she said, "Are you having a good day?" And he said, "Yes, I am." And then she said, "Are you surprised that I'm talking to you?" And he said, "Well, just a little bit." And she said, "I don't see why I should go and sit down so close to somebody, be in their personal space, and not acknowledge them." And I thought that was wonderful. Like, she really... And so I got talking to her, of course. Her name is Norma. And she said that she's realised that in London, she's originally... I think she said she was from Barbados or Trinidad, one of the islands.
Yeah.
And she said that, you know, back home, more or less, when you see people, it's hello, hi, everybody's quite happy all the time. But she finds that this country, you have to kind of get people out of their... just get them out themselves, basically. You have to make the first move almost. So she likes to, when she sits next to somebody, she likes to say hello to them, because she thinks it makes the day a bit better. And I agree, actually. Like, when you go, because you're originally from Sierra Leone, right?
Yeah, born in Sierra Leone.
Born, yeah. So born, bred. So when you go back on holiday,
Yeah.
do you find that, not just with family, but do you find that you have more conversations with people you don't know whilst you're away?
Yeah, well, for me, because of my family, my mum, my brother, like, you know,
And that's it.
No, it's not even. No. What I'm trying to say is that they, you know, they talk to everyone. Literally, when I was there in December, and you know, when we're like just walking through and just, you know, let's say we're gonna go see somebody. Literally, like every house we walk past, my mum would say hi to someone, or someone would say hi to her.
Is that because she knew them, or just...
Even if she didn't know them, they would just speak and have a conversation like she knows. I'll be like, "Do you know these people?" She'd be like, "No." You know, but whereas it's like, you know, it's a common thing there. Everyone is quite close knit, you know.
There's something going on with my chair.
Yeah, everyone's quite close knit. So, you know, but you know, I think it's like with my brother also. He finds it. He's got that. He's like that as well. You know, he talks a lot. You know, with people we know, with people he doesn't know. He has so many friends, and you know, that's the culture over there. And I think whereas over here,
everyone minds their business.
Probably. Whereas, you know, everyone's about their own business, and you know, there's not, and there's so many different things happening. You know,
but there's different things happening in those countries too.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but then again,
do you think the weather has something to do with it? Because I find that London is a lot more pleasant in the summer than it is in the winter.
I don't know, but
I think people are more open.
Every day for me, every day is different. You know, and yeah, every day is different. Or today might be, you know, everyone I speak to might say hi, might smile. Tomorrow might not be the same, and God knows what's happening in their life.
This is true.
So yeah, every day is not the same.
Yeah, no. I do understand that. Of course, I understand that. It's not the same. I'm just like, sort of on average and in general, that's what I find anyway. Or if I go on holiday to a hot country versus a cold country, which I don't usually go on holiday to a cold country actually, people are more happier. I think there's something. It's obviously something to do with the sun.
I think it's cultural.
And the heat.
I think it's more of cultural. Whereas
I'm talking about here though. I'm talking about in England. People are more relaxed in the summer.
You think so?
Yeah, I think people are more relaxed, more friendlier in the summer.
Maybe it depends the different group you talk to. If you ask maybe someone who is like you, who works and, you know, who works and your age.
You know, you keep bringing the age thing. Like, we're gonna have to talk about that, but carry on.
I know she's only like, you know, there's
Only
not
like
much
a few days
yeah,
older.
a few days, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I think it's But if you speak to, let me say, somebody who's like much younger than us, and you know, that's, let's say, grew up in a crime-ridden area, anything like that, their experience of summer would be completely different. I think, you know, mostly you would hear it in their music. In summer, they're trying to stay alive, and you know, so.
Okay. Okay. All right. Fair enough. We have different experiences, I suppose. Yeah. But I that's one of my things. I just find that people aren't very receptive and friendly as, you know, when you're away. Like when I go to, if I go away, say like somewhere like New York,
Yep.
and one of my favorite things is just wandering and getting on the train and talking to people. And I guarantee you, there was one evening, I think I was with my cousin, and I think we'd been out, it was like 2:00 in the morning, but the trains were packed. Well, you know, not squeezy packed, but it was like there was lots of people on the train.
Sardines.
Yeah, not sardines. So we were talking, and of course, and I think this was also the other thing, is that Americans really love the English accent, whereas I love the American accent. Okay. So then that's how it started. And for the whole journey, it was almost like the whole carriage, and everybody was talking and would ask questions. They'll ask questions, and everyone was laughing. And then some people got on the train and they were doing this like acrobats or something, you know, on the rails.
Yeah.
It was just such a fun night. Like I had more fun on the train than I did where we'd been to and coming back from. It was just so much fun. They were doing that. People were like kind of standing around clapping, and then, you know, people wanted to try it. Everybody was just having a conversation at that time of night. Whereas, like I take the train here sometimes in the evening, and everybody just, there's no conversation. There's no nothing. There's no eye contact. There's nothing at all. Once in a while, you'll have that one person, and I got on a Victoria line one night, and this guy had a, you know, the flip phones, the flip Motorola phones that has no, like, no means of having social media or anything. You know, the old ones. And I think he said, yeah, I still use this phone. He just wanted to show me the phone.
Yeah.
And then he went on to recommend to me some books, and he was asking, oh, where are you from? And I said, I'm from Ghana. And he was talking about, you know, he used to date this girl from Ghana. He said he's Irish. And so that conversation started, but that kind of hardly happens. And he was a bit tipsy as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe alcohol also loosens people up. And I don't know. Makes them talk, but that's it. So what about your neighbours? Let me ask you about your lovely neighbours. Do you know your neighbours, Felix?
No. Maybe some I don't.
Okay, so where you live now, how long have you lived there for?
For a couple of months.
A couple of months.
Yeah.
So it's not too long.
Yeah. I know.
All right. Before then, where you lived, how long did you live there for?
For like a year or two.
Did you know your neighbours there?
No.
Did. So no, like, was there no hellos?
Oh, when we see each other, we'll be like, hi.
That's it.
Yeah, but that's it. You know, didn't really speak. But then again, I think, you know, like I said earlier, the thing about culture. Whereas, you know, it's a different culture, you know, different people. So it's a bit, I don't know, a bit, yeah. It's like to get a conversation flowing or something like that. It's just, for me, I just want to get my, if let me say I needed to pick up a parcel that they've dropped to my neighbour's house, I just need to get my parcel and just go.
And just go about your business.
Yeah.
So you didn't know their names?
Nope.
Like you never went around for a cup of hot chocolate or tea?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't know why. It's not something that I'm used to doing.
It's not something that people do, but I think that's also quite important, knowing your neighbours. I know some of them can be quite nosy, but they're sort of like not the closest in like emotionally, but they right there. If something's happening in your house or something's happened, your neighbours are probably the people that might be able to get help for you or help.
What if they don't?
But they don't.
What if they don't?
But what if they do?
I don't know. Like, there's one time where I used to live before,
Mm-hmm.
right? There was this guy and his girlfriend having an argument. Literally, like, I was thinking, what's going on? And you could hear everyone in the estate, or whatever, could hear it. I was just like, wow, you know. And so I was looking for my curtains. I'm always doing, just peeping through the window,
Being nosy behind doors.
And then she saw me, and she was like, see what he did to me, see what he did to me. I was like, oh no, I didn't see anything, don't get me involved.
So you don't want to be involved?
No, because of sometimes those sort of things are interpreted in the wrong way. First of all, I don't even know what had happened. I don't want to get involved because of that could escalate into something else.
And you just don't want to be involved?
Yeah.
So are you that guy that, like, if you see something going on wrong, will you walk away? Are you the walk away guy?
I wouldn't say that. It depends on the circumstance and what it is. You know, I'm not going to just jump in the middle of anyone's conversation and be like, hey, this is what you should do, because I have no idea of what's happened. And,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to save whatever. You know, the person I might be defending might be in the wrong. I don't know. But, you know, if I can, you know, I will help.
Okay. Do you like people watching?
I do that all the time. I just stand there, like, you know, I learned from my grandparents. They used to do that. They do that quite well. They just, like, the best way to do it also is, like, if there's something happening outside on the street and it's dark, turn the lights off so they can't see you.
They can't see you through the curtains.
Yeah, they can't see you through the curtains, and then you just look and you know, you have good view of everything that's happening.
That is so true, actually. That's it. Yeah, the light has to be off inside and be on outside. So
you can so you know so you can see, and just, you know, in Sierra Leone they call that kongosa.
What do they call it?
Kongosa.
You know, in Ghana we call it konkonsa, which is kind of like gossip, be nosy.
Yes, it's quite similar. Yeah.
It's so funny how there's a few words like around West Africa, and even like there's some words that some of my Caribbean friends use sometimes, and it's very similar to what. But that's another topic. That is another topic.
It's actually my Caribbean friend. I have a Caribbean friend, and you know, it was so weird. Like, you know, the language was so similar.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my god! I found it was mind blowing for me how similar the language was.
Yeah.
I was just like,
It's interesting.
Yeah.
How we are all connected yet so disconnected. Thank you for bringing my point around to me.
Preach.
Hello, Junior, who's decided that he's not going to call in. He's just going to watch. He's just not going to comment. Hello, Junior. Good evening to you. Good evening to all the viewers and all the listeners who are being quiet or being active on Facebook. You know what the number is. I'm going to give it out again. Bev, you said the topic was interesting earlier on and that you were going to call in. My dear, I have not heard from you. The number is 0203.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Oh, yes, please do.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people are watching but not really interacting. You know, in order for, you know, I think this is what we were, you know, talking about earlier, about communicating. If we don't communicate, then, you know, we won't get to, you know, get to better understanding of things, or we won't get to, like, you know, come to sort of like a solution of things. You know, it's supposed to be a community. You know, get involved.
Yes,
you know,
guys,
comments,
you heard the man.
Yeah, comments. You know, like put your point across. Also, I would love to hear what other people have to say, because I love having conversations with people. It's just I'm really intrigued to, you know, to hear what other people have to say. You know,
you said that a few times actually.
With me?
Not today, but yeah, you've like when we worked together.
Yeah.
And you used to say, you know, people intrigue you, like.
Yeah.
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 It's true because.
Yeah. Show your personality.
Yeah.
Unless you're like one of these robots.
Even
Are you a
robots
robot?
do that.
Prove you're not a robot.
Yeah, prove that you're not a robot. You get that on when you're trying to sign up to something? Prove you're not a robot.
Oh yeah, that Google thing.
That really annoys me.
Prove you're not a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
I'm doing a giveaway. You know, whoever calls in and speak, you know, I have a special surprise for you. Call in.
Then people will call in. I don't have a giveaway today.
I do.
Do you?
Yes.
What do you have to give away?
I'll reveal that later.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh look, somebody is calling.
Oh really?
Yeah. Hold on. It worked. Hello, caller. Hello. Hello. Hello, caller. Hello. Oh, they've gone.
What's going on?
I don't know what happened, but the person came on. They probably couldn't hear, or they're coming back. Hold on.
Okay.
Hello, caller. Hello.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. Keep trying, I guess. I'm not sure who it is. But keep trying. The number's 0203, you know it. 0028482. See, somebody tried. You did. That was good. Maybe yeah, you did well.
With me.
You can get the crowd in.
With me. Oh. It was just good to, you know, if you're listening, it would be good
Just
to
get involved, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, we are here to sort of have a conversation we're all, you know, involved in this. It's not just me and her. We're all involved in this.
Yeah.
So, you know, come in, have a chat.
Oh, they're calling again.
Oh wow, okay.
Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I can hear you. Oh, I heard him.
Yeah, I heard that.
I think it was Bev. Call back if you can. So I've got a comment while we're waiting for the call to come back through.
Yeah.
I've got a comment from Junior.
All right.
So I had to call him out. But he's not called, but he's left a comment. I'm going to read it out. He says, I agree that you should always say hi to people in the service industry. It is a fundamental part of life to be polite. I feel that being polite to cleaners, bus drivers, waiters... Hold on. Hello, caller.
Hey, Phil.
Hello, Bev. How are you?
I'm okay. Got through finally.
Yeah, well, I could hear you. I could hear the background noise.
Oh,
And then I heard you say hello, but I don't think you heard me.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything. It was dead silent.
Oh, dear. But you can hear now.
Yeah, I'm through now. So
All right. Can you hear? Can you hear
Yeah, I
her?
can. Hi, Bev.
Hello, hi. Is it
Felix.
Felix?
Yes.
Hi, Felix.
What did she say?
Oh, you can't hear. Maybe
I can vaguely.
you can put your mic on. Your headphones on.
Right.
So Bev, what is your comment for us today?
So, yes, I've just tuned in, and I caught the bit about saying in the summer it brings people out more, and I completely agree with that. I know Felix was saying, it kind of depends day to day, but I completely agree with you. It just, I think the sun makes people happy, it makes people more friendly, and like they chat more and stuff like that. And also about, I know Felix was mentioning about it's a cultural thing, but actually I think that, because even when you think about when you go to go on holidays, and so you're staying in a resort or whatever, and there's a lot of, say, British holiday makers there, the vibe is still very much chatty, friendly, you know, and it's, and I know obviously you're on holidays, you're more relaxed, you're more open to speaking to people. So I don't necessarily think it's a cultural thing. I think, yes, there are some cultures who are more you know, forthcoming when it comes to like socializing. But I genuinely think in this country, it's just people are just so focused on their kind of like day-to-day activities and going to work and all the rest of it, and that just kind of clouds everything and just kind of rules everything else out about talking to people and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then also if you think about like in the, well, I don't know, maybe our parents' generation, it was very community like they'll tell you people used to talk to each other. So again, so you know, that's not a cultural thing. They've come over here, and you know that kind of community feel was about even how many years ago. So things have obviously changed, and people have just become so consumed by themselves, basically.
And likes.
And likes.
So do you talk to people, do you talk to strangers? Do you, you know, just say hello even, or a smile?
I mean, I didn't used to. I can admit that. Like, I was one of those people who didn't, you know, talk to anybody, but like on my daily, like, going about. But now I'm getting better. I am actually just doing it, and not because I'm trying to prove anything or to prove a point, but just because, like, it's a nice thing to do, and that you know, you hear sometimes examples of people who do just like openly speak to people, and they talk about how they've affected that person or that person's affected them, and it's kind of just like, why not? Why not do it? So I have started to do it a lot more. I can give you an example. Where was I? Yeah, so we went to, it was here. So I was, it was a work event or whatever, and I went to grab something to eat, some lunch. And I went into, after prep or something, and I went in, and I picked up my stuff, and I went to the counter, and I don't even know what you call it. I lost the word. The attendant. That's not even a proper word. The person serving. It's like he didn't even see me, and I stood there for a good, like, maybe 30 seconds or so, and then he was just so. I don't know. He just wasn't with it. He just wasn't there. So I said to him, I was like, "Hi, I'm here," kind of thing, and he just was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you," and I was the only person in the queue. Like, the shop was, I think the shop was just open. It was really early in the morning, and he just didn't see me. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And that's when he kind of just let loose about what was going on with him and what's happening in his life and all the rest of it. And I kind of just thought to myself, I could have been like, I could have been not rude, but I could have been like, you know, just paid for my stuff and walked out. But I just felt the need to say, "Are you okay?" Because he just, how could I be the only one in the shop and he didn't see me? Like, he was so
lost in his thoughts.
In whatever situation he was going through. And then we kind of had a good chat for about 10 minutes in the shop.
Good.
And he was just telling me what was going on with him and why he was, you know, just not with it and all the rest of it. So that was something I consciously done to kind of just talk to someone, you know, just to find. Obviously, I could tell that there was something wrong with him, like he was feeling upset. So I just felt, you know, what's going on? Are you okay? Kind of thing. So yeah, I'm trying to get better.
Well done, Bev.
Yeah, that sounds really nice. I guess in instances where, you know, if that's what you want to do, then fine. You know, if that's what you want to do, then you know, that's fine with you. I think, you know, if you feel happy about it, but you know, also I do want to stress the fact that, you know, if you do not feel like, you know, you don't want to speak to somebody, then, you know, also, you know, you don't have to. It's
totally.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
it's
but
not by force.
Yeah, but also, you know, if for instances as that, you know, it's good to, you know, just speak to people and get to know them, and, you know, yeah, just share experiences or stories, which is quite nice. That's a nice story, baby.
It's really nice. Well done, girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried.
That's good. Thank you. How's your day today? You having a good day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just home now. I had my dinner. So,
What's for dinner?
I know. Yeah, I guess you haven't had any dinner, have you?
I've not had my dinner yet. No.
Do you live far from here? We can all have. I'm joking.
Yeah, she's at Wembley. We can't go and snatch chicken.
I'm not in Wembley, so I don't live in Wembley.
Sorry, Monks Park. But people don't know.
No, I don't live in Monks Park either.
Okay, well, sorry. Where do you live?
You're giving away whereabouts.
Okay. You're right in between though. Like, all right. I know where she lives.
Are you Ghanaian?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you go to Ghana's party in the park?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Do you know what? I tend not to go.
Why?
I think when I was younger, I used to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I think obviously it's a family-friendly activity, like festival, day out. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was quite good. That was my first. I went.
Did you go?
I went last weekend. Yeah.
Look at these salop people going to the Ghanaian events.
It was quite good.
Well,
it was quite good to see how organized things were. And I'm like, I'm starting to observe that there's a lot of good things and developments happening within the Ghanaian community.
Excellent. That's really nice.
It seems like they have a lot of good things in place, like things that I was not even aware of, there's a lot of things, it seems like Ghana is having like one of those watch this space movement, man. They're going to be a superpower in Africa, or maybe they already are, I don't know.
Oh, let's hope so.
Let's hope so. Amen to that.
If anyone's listening, get me an invite there.
And you know what, funny, one of the organisers who, Dennis, is listening to the show this evening. So Dennis, you heard, well done. I did.
Oh, is he?
I didn't go, but well done.
All right. Okay.
Then from our friend from Salu.
Well done, Dennis. It was good. It was a really cool atmosphere. It was everything, I had fun. I like the fact that there was a mixture of culture. There was Caribbeans, there was Nigerians, there was so many different people there, which is good. Whereas, it's good to have that inclusion of different people, and
that's good.
Which is quite good. I think that's really, really good and really, really important.
That's nice.
Yeah, but it seems like they're doing some really good things in the community.
Well, since you're so interested, actually, Dennis is having an appreciation and networking session.
Okay.
On Friday the 20th of July.
Okay.
From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Gold Coast Restaurant in South Norwood. The food is good there.
Okay.
The vibe is good, and the networking should be great.
Okay.
I've got a meeting that evening, so I won't make it, but yeah, you should go ahead.
Yeah, I'll share
anybody else.
Share that information with me.
Yeah.
But lately, I've been coming across a lot of Ghanaians. There is a lady that I met on Finchley Road at the O2 Centre. There, she has a Ghanaian store there. I don't know. I forgot what her name was. But it's called Eat Like a Ghanaian, I think. Yeah. It's
how does Ghanaians eat?
Yeah, it's really, really nice. She actually I think that area is predominantly like middle class, and it's not. I don't know the area well, but it seems like it's predominantly middle class Europeans. But she's been there for 5 years, and but like. I feel like people can learn a lot from her, but I learned a lot having a conversation with her, because I sat there and I spoke to her, and she told me about how long the business has been there, how she started it, and I was so surprised. She made fufu. She made fufu look. She made fufu and banku look so cool, man. In Europe, I'm telling you, she made that look so cool. Like I was just like, wow. Like
he said fufu.
Yeah, and the banku, like her food was amazing. Like, yeah.
I've
you
never
get to
heard
check
of
it.
them. I might check it out.
Yeah,
Actually.
like, her customer service also is like second to none, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think that's also one of the issues. Like, I always go into restaurants. I think I've had this conversation with you before.
Yeah,
I always
you
go
did.
to restaurants.
This is another topic because this guy's gonna get
Yeah.
passionate about this.
yeah. Whereas I just observe and just see how, you know, things are done. But like, I think that she's got the perfect mix in terms of like customer service and, you know, the what she's offering. But yeah, you guys check her out. That should be cool.
Thank you very much for that. We will, guys. You heard, Bev. So, your neighbours,
Yes.
where you live,
Yes.
you've lived there for a while. How friendly are you with your neighbours?
You know what? I am
Oh.
actually friendly, and I make it a point actually to get to know my neighbours.
Okay.
I'm really close to the neighbour on my right. Like, yeah, we're really close. He's an electrician by trade.
Okay.
He does other bits and stuff, so he's like helped us out many a time.
Okay.
I think it's important. Like when he goes on holiday or if we go on holiday, he watches the house, vice versa.
That's good.
Yeah, like he has barbecues. I go over there. I think it's really important actually to get to know your neighbours. I'm actually, and like because I've lived here for a really long time. Obviously, people have come and gone, but every time, and the neighbour on my left, that property has actually become a TA house or temporary accommodation, and there's families in and out all the time. But it doesn't matter if you're there for a day or 2 weeks or whatever. If I see you, I'm going to introduce myself because you're next door. Like,
yeah, you're right there.
Yeah, why should I not? I don't really understand.
Yeah.
I kind of understand it. Some people are quite private and they don't really want people in their business and all the rest of it. But I just feel that, you know, it just helps to build that sense of community.
Yeah.
I don't see a negative about getting to know your neighbours. I just don't see anything bad about it. So.
And also, I think I was reading something about crime in areas that quite often, you know, the people within the community are the ones who will rob. But if you know, as your neighbours, if you all know each other, like if it does happen, they're going to be caught because everybody's talking to each other, everybody's communicating. It's a whole, it's almost like an extended family. And I think that's really important. Like in Ghana, I remember when I was younger, and I don't see it so much now when I go on holiday, but I remember that on my way to school, I think half of the time will be spent saying hello to people. Hello auntie, hello uncle, hello sister, hello brother. You know, everybody, you couldn't walk past somebody who was doing something and not say hello to them or good morning. And the same way coming back home, good afternoon to everybody. And when you come into the house, and you know in Ghana there's a lot of like compound houses, etc. So you'd have to say hello to everybody that's in individually. It's not like me chiamo, like I'm greeting everybody. No, you're gonna go and say hello to everybody. So with that, everybody in the neighborhood knew each other. Like, you know, I grew up in Kumasi, and in my little town, it wasn't a small one, but more or less everybody knew each other. Everybody knew where everybody kind of lived. If something happened, you knew what had happened. And people looked out for each other. They looked out for each other's children. Like, you could decide that you're going to the market or something and say to your neighbour, oh, I'm going, keep an eye on this child. Or here's my child. Or, you know, you could send somebody else's child to go and do something for you because it was almost like an extended family for everybody, which I really love. But and I don't get that from here. I think that might be the cultural bit as well, I think, but I don't get that sense of community so much here. The whole it takes a community to raise a child thing, I don't really get it.
It's
Yeah. I think it's
Not-
a bit lonely.
It's culture.
Not nowadays. Anyway.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah, certainly not now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, and I should have thought of another example. So
Okay.
I was in Cardiff a couple of weeks ago for work again, and
Mhm.
they are so polite. Like they, you know, we were at the traffic lights. They're like, "Good morning, ladies." Like just a stranger, just
Yeah.
talking and just literally like you're saying, like it is in Ghana.
Mhm.
It's like that in Wales. Like
Yeah.
it's yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's cities, maybe
It's the
that are
cities.
less.
I think everybody's too involved in their own thing in the
Yeah.
cities too. Yeah. Well, thank you, my darling. Anything else you'd like to share with us, or?
No, that's it really.
Okay.
I'm gonna just watch Love Island now.
I need to watch that. Everybody's talking about Love Island.
It's not that great. It's not
No,
really.
everybody's really like there's some interesting pairings or something going on, but I don't know. I'll have to watch it at some point. But all right, thank you, love,
All right, take care.
for calling through. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening, Bev.
All right,
Bye.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I've got some messages on Facebook. Hello, pal. Hello, Juliet. Jules messaged in. She said, "Hi. Hi, my lady. Wonderful topic out there. Thing is, depending on where you grow up from, sometimes it's difficult to talk to people because you're scared the person would not be receptive. The other thing is, we are usually very preoccupied with ourselves in trying to fix one thing or the other. It's nice when you get interrupted one time or the other, and yes, now that you said it, I think I'm going to give it a shot. I went to a party and there was this lady I'd seen on Instagram sitting right across the table. And I'm like, wow, it'd be nice to know her. But it was difficult because she seemed to me earlier like she was going to be snobbish. By the time I was done analysing and finally concluding she wasn't bad after all, she was ready to leave. Right in front of me and yet far. It's nice to break out of our comfort zone and reach out with one comment or the other. It makes a whole lot of difference. Thank you. That is so true.
Well,
That is so true. That's happened to me before and I felt so silly afterwards because I could have just spoken to, because online I comment and stuff. Yeah, Jules. So next time we will do it. We are going to talk to people. Yeah.
yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, Jules, do your thing, man.
Do your thing,
Do your
Jules.
thing. Just be fearless.
I have another comment, the one that I was reading from Junior earlier on. So he said, okay, I'll start again. Agree that you should always say hi to people in the service industry. It's a fundamental part of life to be polite. I feel that being polite to cleaners, bus drivers, waiters, etc. is important because many see the work that they do but just overlook it and expect it to be done. These are super hard jobs and I believe that in their position I would appreciate people acknowledging me as a person. Very true. I say hi and thank you when I touch in on a bus. Thank you to the bus driver for stopping at my stop, which is their job. However, I just want to say thank you and I shout out thank you when leaving the bus because they have got me to my destination safely. Yes. Talking to people on a train randomly occasionally happens, but it happens when something funny has occurred. I don't talk just for the sake of talking. That is fair enough. Thank you very much. I called you out and you did comment. Next week we'll work on you actually calling in, Junior.
Yeah, Junior.
But that was good.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy.
Try
Don't
to
be shy.
try to engage in a conversation. You know.
Yeah.
Put your point across. I'd like to hear what some of the listeners have to say.
Yeah.
Let's have a debate or something. We'd like to hear your voice. This is for you.
These people, and there's some people out there with some really, like Bev, sexy voices. They just want to keep it to themselves. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Should we hear some music? What would you like to hear?
I have an artist who I'm managing at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah. His name, he goes by the name of Oludre. Working with top producers in the Afrobeat scene. His latest single is called Fola Kemi.
Is he the one that sings for like Kemi Give Me Love? Or?
No,
It's not
no,
that one.
no. But it's quite. It's.
I got it wrong.
It's quite similar. It's
Okay.
quite similar.
How do you spell that? OLUDRE.
Yes, OLUDRE.
And it's for Lakemi.
Yes.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm trying to find it on. See, I'm a YouTube. Everybody knows I'm a YouTube DJ. Apparently. So the name is Folakemi.
Yeah, it should be on SoundCloud.
It's YouTube, darling. So yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Oh, that's not coming up.
Okay, you can just play "Coming Through" anyway.
Coming Through.
Yeah, that was that's one of his songs.
All right.
Yeah.
Here is
we've gathered a lot.
Oludre.
Yeah.
Folakemi.
No, this is.
Oh
Coming
no,
Through,
this is not
Coming Through.
This is Coming Through.
Yeah, check him out. Check out the watch the video. You can follow him on Instagram at Oludre.
Follow him, and when you see him, talk to him.
Yeah, talk to him. We're gonna have some shows coming up soon.
Everybody mo dey pẹ̀lú ojú orin mi o, coming through like falala, hip hop fuji ló bá tán. Gúdù mọ́ ni mo gbóyìnbó kan lábúlé tó bá mọ fuji jó dáadáa, orí bẹ́ẹ̀ lápò rẹpẹtẹ o. Don't be dull in eléyìí yàtọ̀ gidi gan. Move your body to the left if you like you do the right. She dey dance, wetin she dey dance. It's a jam, wetin dem dey jam. Oya kudira kò sáré wá kò gbére wá má lórin wá. Kudira o kudira, I like the way you move it right, love the way you doing that, girl you make me feeling right, yeah. Oya gbagba ding gbagba o, ding gbagba ding gbagba o, ding gbagba Ramota sungbalaja Ramota sungbalaja o. Bustin' right now, coming through today, oh. Bustin' right now, today not today, oh. I break through right now, solo Makinde, oh. Come through right now, go hide your face, oh. Shake your body, move your body, listen to the vibe.
Okay, so guys, Felix is actually in this video as well, so why he wanted me to play it. But it's actually quite a nice song.
Yeah.
I like the video. If you want to check it out, it's Oludre Coming Through, and that's spelled OLUDRE, Olu and Dre.
You make me feel
got a nice beat.
Oh yeah, back, ding back, ding back, ding back, Ramota, sungbalaja, Ramota, sungbalaja, pim mo fẹ́ Ferrari, pam pam.
So
Mo fẹ́ Bugatti, pom pom, private jet, orí mi gbà ṣùgbọ́n. Pim mo fẹ́ Ferrari.
I'm trying to look out for him. I can't see.
Private jet, orí mi gbà ṣùgbọ́n. Pim mo fẹ́ Ferrari, pom pom, mo fẹ́ Bugatti, pom pom, private jet, orí mi gbà ṣùgbọ́n. Pim mo fẹ́ Ferrari, pam pam, mo fẹ́ Bugatti, pom pom, private jet, orí mi gbà ṣùgbọ́n. Láyé mi mo fẹ́ lówó, láyé mi mo fẹ́ lọ́lá. Láyé mi mo fẹ́ kọ́lé kí n rówó náà kí n ráyé gbé. Láyé mi mo fẹ́ lọ́lá, láyé mi mo fẹ́ lówó, láyé mi mo fẹ́ lọ́lá máa ní. Ó yá gbàgbàgbà ding gbàgbàgbà o, ding gbàgbàgbà ding gbàgbàgbà o, ding gbàgbàgbà Ramota sungbalaja.
Like I'm watching.
Ramota sungbalaja, sungbalaja.
Oh, I just saw you. I'm in the presence of a star. Like I know a guy with a video on YouTube, guys. Oh, I saw it. Serious, isn't it? Oh, it's a nice video. So when was this shot?
This is shot earlier this year. Yeah, it was shot in a studio. It was really cool. Met some amazing people there. You know, it's shot by Eric Myers Media Works. They're doing some great jobs out there, shooting some really good videos. You know, check them out. But yeah, check Oludre out on Twitter. He's on every single platform.
It's not Twitter. It's Twitter. But you can take your headphones off now if you want.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't really have to. It sounds better with the headphones on.
With it on.
Yeah.
I really hate it because I can really hear my voice then. So
yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah, but yeah, we're on every platform you can think of. Yeah, the song is available on iTunes, Spotify. You know, just purchase.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, purchase. You know, you will enjoy it. We've got so much stuff we're working on right now, and trust me, we're gonna be in your head.
All right. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
We're gonna just because of what we're talking about, talking to people, and just saying hello.
Yeah.
I have another song which I've played a few times before because this is a friend of mine who's very talented. It's a group called The Chemistry. So yeah, I'm gonna play it, and it's one of the bold ones actually. Like the start of it, I'm always like, oh my god, I could never kind of like just walk up to a guy and start talking to him like that. But she does it so well. So let's listen. It's Hello by The Chemistry. That's a group out in New Jersey in America. So it's Hello. Put it on.
Hello, nice to meet you. Ooh. What a lovely day. What's your name? Some of my closest friends call me the new. You should do the same. I noticed your smile from across the way. I'm digging your style, I must say. Would you mind if I share this table with you? Put my back down, have a seat and stay a while. I'd love to talk politics and limericks, poetry, philosophy, you see. Talk religion, ideology, spirituality, and maybe even chemistry. I'd like to talk sports and cars and bars, but I don't know these things. You're more than welcome to teach me a thing or two. I promise you, I'll do the same for you. It's been so lovely conversing. Can we make an exchange? Don't hesitate to call me anytime. You already know I'll do the same. Get me.
Hello, so very nice to meet you. I noticed you walking, so I had to greet you. And here I am, see-through, so transparent, it's apparent. I make this here effort valiant on principle. Your royalty, so just like a prince would do. Disarm you while I charm you, I'm so into you. And sister with a voice like that, you're the one. There is none, nothing hotter, not even the sun. That was a pun on the sky, don't mind me, I'm shy. What if everything we wanted came from just you and I? See why, I never call you my bitch or my boo. I only call you by your name, I think you'd like that too. But back to your smile, goddess is wild. I ain't seen one bright as yours in a very long while. It might seem like this is a dream, right? But my day's been dark. You're my ultra beam light. Take a chance on this rapper, actually MC. There's a lot you could be doing, nothing good as me. And we could be everything that we could be. No need to dwell on that now, because soon you'll see. And look at me, getting ahead of myself. You don't even know my name, and I'm ready to tell all about how I see us in the future. So dope, so fresh, so fly, so lit. I hope you can see the picture I'm painting but what am I saying? I still haven't said my name and you still patiently waiting, and that ain't right. So obviously it's wrong. I'm just speaking what I feel, but it flows like a song. I can never turn you off, so you know that it's on. Only thing better than me on stage is when I perform. Speaking of which, did I tell you my name? The people call me dope, but you can call me one and the same. Realize the man, the myth, the legend, whoever you were with is who you'll be forgetting. And the standards we are setting are so damn high, they need telescope to see us. We are so damn fly. Yeah.
One of my favourites. I do love that. I did love your music as well. We'll play another track from there before we go.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So, I've got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
So, actually, did you know, and I don't know where it is exactly, there was mention of it, that there is in a park somewhere in London, possibly the UK, I think it's in London, it says sit here if you want to talk to strangers.
Wow.
That's a seat that I would definitely sit on.
That's cool.
And there's a cafe that says we don't, what did she say? It says it's a coffee shop. It says we don't use our phones, we talk to random strangers. And when you go in there, there's always conversation going on between random strangers.
Cool. Really cool.
So I think maybe we should, have more of these seats, in the park, wherever. If you need to talk, sit here. Or there was a guy in London Bridge one time that was giving out free hugs. Would you take a free hug?
Who, me?
Yeah. Like if a guy said he had I think it was a social experiment which I saw on YouTube.
Right.
But this guy I saw at London Bridge, it's like a year or so ago. He had his arms out,
Yeah.
and he had a sign hanging over, and it says free hugs. And people were looking at him strangely and walking past. Some people were hugging him.
Mm-hmm.
People were taking pictures.
Yeah.
And lots of people were getting free hugs, and they were smiling with it.
Yeah.
Like they walked away smiling. So
Yeah.
if not for anything, I think that was good.
I don't. That's not really my kind of thing.
You wouldn't hug. What if she was a really cute, gorgeous girl,
I still.
and she was giving free hugs? You wouldn't hug her.
I still wouldn't.
So it doesn't matter if it's a man or
a woman. Yeah, it's just that's not what I do.
that's not your thing. It's just not you. You're not about that life.
Yeah, it's like I do. If it was my friend, yeah, why not? But I don't.
You
know.
wouldn't. You wouldn't hug a random stranger. Would you high five a stranger? If you're walking past and somebody put their hand out, would you give them a high five?
It depends what mood I'm in. If I'm happy, yeah, why not? If I'm not, I'd be like, get out of my face. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I just look the other way.
Okay, that's fair enough. It's just everybody. So, what do you think is a good conversation starter? Like, what kind of topics? Like, what's a good way to approach somebody to speak to? Just even just as friends, just
I've got a good one.
a hello and goodbye kind of thing. What's a good?
I've got a good one.
What is it? Tell me.
For the fellas out there, right? I'm sure you know.
Ooh.
I'm sure you know Notorious B.I.G. That favorite line. What's your name? What's your sign? I'm joking. I'm joking.
That's a good tune. That is a good tune. Any more? What's your name? What's your size? So that would be for women, from a man to a woman.
Listen, you don't go and try that out there if you're not comfortable doing it. Because I never told you to do it. Okay.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna have to make a note of this. Tomorrow, I'm gonna slide up to somebody and say, "What's your name? What's your number? What's your size?" and see if I get a slap. If I do, I'm coming for you.
Well, yeah. No, I think. Just don't think about it, and just I wouldn't think about it. I'll just do it.
Just make it come naturally. So you don't want to be cheesy about it, do you? And I think it's important that you're actually
even if it's
honest.
Cheesy, even if it's cheesy, then that's good. It's still a conversation starter.
Yeah, but you don't. But it has to be natural. It has to come naturally to you.
But then again, it depends on how I see it. If I don't think it's cheesy, then I don't. But the person might feel like it's cheesy. But then again,
at that point, it doesn't even matter, though, does it?
As I said, but then again, there's a conversation is gonna happen. I think there's gonna be maybe that's cheesy, and then from there on. So
What?
yo, let me slide in your DMs. Just
See, back to social media. You see, these social media children. So one thing that I'm not going to call it small talk, because I think there's only so much you can talk to someone. You can't have a deeper, meaningful in a couple of minutes. But when people kind of like walk up to you and just start talking about the weather, and that happens a lot in England. It's just, is there nothing else? What can you talk about apart from the weather? What's a good topic starter, or what's a random thing that you can kind of say, maybe walk away?
I think anything you can think of. It was funny, right? There's one time I was on a train going to work, and so also got the train stopped at Finsbury Park, and then everyone was like, oh my god, this is happening, this happened so many times this week. And so there was this Nigerian guy who works for Great Northern, and he was trying to fix the problem, and some guy just went up to him and was like, oh, this has happened so many times. It's like, listen, my friend, get away from me. If you don't have any solution, move. You see, you don't have any solution, don't come near me. I was just like, stuff like that. You can start having a conversation with people. I think I would go up to someone and be like, that's hilarious, or that's quite interesting. But with stuff like that, you could just I found that quite interesting, that it was just like, you don't have no solution, get away from me.
It's true, like, you're just adding to my problems right now. Go.
Yeah, literally.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I would be on the floor right there. Like, do you know what I also love on the trains is when the train driver is a bit out there. Some of them, like, I've been on a train on the Victoria line where they're singing.
Oh, really?
The driver was singing.
Oh, that's cool.
And over the World Cup, they were like, yeah, England are doing okay. Let's all hope they'll carry on.
Oh, okay. That's
and
really cool.
be like so they'll talk, like, it's not just please mind the door, the train is moving. And this evening, actually, on my way here, the train driver, when we got to Brixton, because it's the last stop, said, I hope you enjoyed the journey with me. Thank you for travelling on my train.
Yeah.
I hope you've had a wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening. I hope to see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I thought that was really lovely.
Yeah,
we're getting a call.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm alright, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Who's that?
My name's Lola. Is this Sheila?
Yes, it is. Hi, Lola.
Hey, Sheila, it's a puppet. This is Lola, my friend. We're listening together.
Hello. You did say you were going to listen. Thank you for listening. How are you, Lola?
Yeah, I'm good. I think the topic's actually a bit interesting, because the thing is, I'm actually one of those people, I don't like talking to strangers.
Oh, okay.
Nor do I like strangers talking to me particularly. However, I do think, like, it is a nice thing, actually, like, when you think about it, like, speaking to other people, like, getting to know other people. It is a nice thing to do. And I think, like, in terms of, like, conversation starters, probably something like, I don't know, what do you think of it, like, I think for girls, anyway, if I want to speak to another girl that I've seen on a bus, I would, like, comment on her hair or shoes, or, like, just something physical that I like, and I feel like that's generally a nice conversation starter.
Yes.
Like, I like your hair, I like your shoes, where they're from, and that sort of breaks the ice and makes things less awkward.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. So what's your name? Sorry.
So my name's Lola, and then Afope.
So it sounds like you like from Southern Africa.
No.
Where are you guys from?
They're from Nigeria.
Oh, really?
Afope and Lola.
Oh, okay, that's cool. How old are you guys?
25.
25? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. What do you guys do?
So I work as a data analyst.
Oh, what? Sorry?
Data analyst.
Oh, that's really cool. That's a really cool job. So you know how to what's the word I'm looking for? You know how to not manipulate, but you analyze data.
Yeah, analyze.
Oh, that's really cool. Wow. I've been looking for a friend like that. I think we need to link up. I need a data analyst.
Okay.
See, that's a conversation starter, I guess.
Yes, it is. So he was a bit stuck earlier on. Did you hear the "What's your name? What's your number?" The biggie drop.
I know, I didn't, you know.
Oh,
You didn't hear that?
No.
Do you want to repeat it?
what's it called? What's it called? So the line is, "What's your name? What's your sign?" sort of thing. I'm not trying to flirt or anything like that.
he was quoting Biggie.
Yeah, I'm not trying to flirt or anything like that. Yeah.
I mean, I think with something like that, like maybe it's like the person is also a Biggie fan. They will like get.
They'll get the joke.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
But the majority of the population probably wouldn't.
Okay. Yeah.
So back to your what you were saying. What's a good conversation starter? I think you said, just commenting on what they're wearing, something, but you have to be genuine, right?
Yeah,
You
just
have
like
to
their
actually
hair.
like it.
Yeah, only if you mean it, obviously.
Yeah, mean
like
it.
if you like someone's hair, just telling them I like your hair. Where did you get it done? Or if you like what they're wearing, and just like taking an interest in their appearance.
Yeah.
Because I think that generally like breaks the ice. The person already feels happy, and it just makes it an easy access into starting a conversation if you're interested in that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you like guys to approach you.
No, I
She
said
said
girls.
girls.
I'm just
Girls.
saying.
I'd probably just comment on something she's wearing.
Okay, so how? Okay, so let's say a guy sitting across the room, from you. How would you like him to approach you?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I think I would want him to be like as normal as possible
And sincere.
If you are funny, like crack a joke if you can, but if not, just be as normal as possible and just be like, "Oh, hey, I just saw you from across the room. Like, is it okay if I join you?" Don't be too forceful. Don't be corny. Just
If she
be
says
as
no,
normal.
go away instantly.
You lot just you lot
But
be
generally
listening-
she'll say yes,
you lot-
maybe.
You lot be listening to a lot of R&B. That sounds like it's gonna be some smooth guy, you know.
How are you guys doing this evening? Anyway, you said you were going to do Lola's hair. How's it going?
Yeah. We had to stop because I forgot my crochet pin at home. So we're waiting for her pin to come
I mean, that's
over.
what you need.
I know.
This girl.
I know.
Oh, it's all good.
It's
Happy
okay.
birthday in advance, by the way, Lola. I heard
thank
it's
you
your
so
birthday's
much.
coming up, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think.
How are you celebrating?
Wow, it's my first radio shout out.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Happy birthday.
Yay. Happy
to
birthday in
you.
advance.
Yeah, I'll stop there. So what are you doing? What is it, Saturday?
Just a barbecue
Oh.
on my birthday.
Nice.
Is it, what do you have? What do you have for your barbecue? What are you gonna have?
Just typical food like burgers, chicken.
Okay.
So it's not a Nigerian kind of barbecue.
I mean, there'll be jollof rice, plantain.
No
I was
goat-
waiting for that one. Jollof and plantain.
No goat meat.
And then
None
chicken.
of that.
Some suya. Is there suya happening? If there is, I need a parcel.
Yeah, sweet corn,
Woo, woo.
bully.
I'll see you at work on Monday, so you know.
Where do
like,
you guys work?
Nigerians do take away.
Work together, and then she left our organization, but she now works in the same building as us.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
it's so
cute.
funny. Yeah.
And,
In fact, Lola, were you at the building 2 weeks ago at the
no,
summer
that was
party?
Rachel.
Oh,
That
somebody.
was Rachel, but Lola
Oh.
comes. She's been a couple of times.
Yeah.
Okay. In our building, we have every Thursday there's some sort of a party on a rooftop.
Yeah,
So-
I think I went with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice building. But yeah, thank you. You said you were going to call in and you did. And
Yeah.
actually, Alphabet's the one that was telling me about the chairs and the coffee shop.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that. I need to look into and find it. I'm going to sit on one of those chairs.
Okay. Where is this?
She couldn't
It's
remember where it
somewhere.
was.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. I've been told about it. But I
Oh,
know
okay.
it's somewhere.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to hunt it down and we're going to sit down. And if people try to walk past without saying anything, like, excuse me, have you not seen the
Grab
sign?
them. Just grab them.
Get over here now. But yeah, thank you. Please, how can you forget your crochet stick though? I need to
I
know.
know. I know.
Like,
I know. I
You
think
can't
I
even
do.
start.
I know. We've done the conroys. We're just waiting for the pin.
Okay.
The stick to get here.
I've got a question for you guys actually. Are you
Yeah.
texters or callers? Do you text? Do you tend to text each other more or do you call?
It depends on the relationship. With friends, I'm more of a texter. If I'm dating someone, I prefer talking to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Lola agrees with me.
Okay. And you're also the person that talked about, collecting all the phones and putting it away when you get
Yeah.
together. Why did you decide that you would do that?
Just force each other to talk. If not, we just end up like we're hanging out, but we're on our phones.
Yeah, hanging
and
out.
not really enjoying, appreciating each other's presence as much. Rather, we're just like looking to talk to people who aren't with us physically. So it's just to like force everyone to forget about the outside world and to just sort of enjoy.
And it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, it's good when
we all listen.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming on. Do you have a song request, actually, before you go?
I'm trying to think of what I've been listening to a lot lately.
You know what?
Go on.
I was going to suggest, you know, if you're looking for someone to listen to Olu Dre. He's got some really good songs out there. You can purchase his songs. You can purchase his songs on Spotify, iTunes, you know, any platform you can think about. Which she was playing a song earlier. I'm not sure if you heard it, but you know, we work with like top producers
like
and stuff.
OLU.
DRE.
Yeah. Olu and Dre.
Oh, Bolu Dre.
No, Olu.
Olu.
Yeah, yeah, Nigerian brother, isn't it? Support the movement, support the movement. Trust me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Ladies, any last comments? Have you been talking to any strangers?
Don't be scared to talk to people. I am not the best with talking to strangers because I find small talk awkward. But if the conversation goes beyond small talk, I enjoy it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
It was nice speaking to you guys.
Yeah. Take care.
You too.
I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully I see you. Okay.
That was cool.
That was cool. So I'm going to play another song. This is the PM. He's been a guest. He was my first ever guest on this show, actually. I was so nervous, and he came. He calmed me down, and we talked, but I was still shaking. But he did it. So I'm going to play this one. It's called Make Your Mind Day, featuring Bringer. And actually, listen, let me know what you think. It's quite loud on this.
You know the score when it comes to love, I'm a refugee. And now you're killing me softly. Who would have thought I could talk all soft? Hard guy, didn't really give up. Now look at me buying a dozen red roses, taking selfies, making silly poses. When I date around you, I'll be comfortable. This married thing, they look a lot more probable. Looking at you, looking at me. Funny how I find myself calling you baby. And it no be say you be my pikin. It no be nothing, baby, you just got me thinking. Charlie Leslie is helplessly sinking deeply in this pool of love thing. Among the others, it be you I chose. I'm glad I never took it to the next level with those.
Baby, I won't make you see, say my mind there for you. Baby, I won't make you know, say my mind there for you. So make your mind there. Yeah, make your mind there. Make your mind there. Oh, make your mind there.
Charlie baby, I just want to love you with the lights on. I just don't want to see all of you right wrong. I want to love you plainly. See through our road glass, feel me. I want to love you transparently. I don't want to see you wake up with no makeup. If I say I do love you when you know cake up. You know they like the other girls, them they wear fake up. Double D be double D, you they see what I mean. You know be double D when I time, they make single C. Ask K do, how much of a lady I do rate you. Stick with me, baby, let me elevate you. Love is all we need for this thing to succeed. Oh baby, marry me. I they won't make you carry my seed.
Baby, I won't make you see, say my mind there for you. Baby, I won't make you know, say my mind there for you. So make your mind there. Yeah, make your mind there. Make your mind there. Oh, make your mind there. My love for you be true. I know they lie, and I see you move. I just a smile. I go make the whole world see, say me you are the like, yeah. And if you ever leave, I go die. So make your mind there. I go make you see, say the mind there. Make your
maybe that could be a topic starter. You know, baby, I won't make you say my mind there for you. If a woman walked up to you and said that, what would you do?
I'd be like, really?
I think I'm gonna do a show on like chat up lines, cheesy, corny, good, the good, the bad, and ugly in chat up lines.
Yeah,
I think you should call in.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
And then you can give us some more Biggie lines, or even Tupac lines. I don't know what you want to do, like, you know, one of them. But yeah, just before we wrap up, we're going to be going soon. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been on Facebook commenting, those who call. Thank you, Bear. Thank you, Lola. Thank you, Alpha Bear. Ali, it's doing heart eyes on Facebook. Hi, Ali. Hi, Jane. Hi, Richard. Hi, Pearl. Roan, you've been very quiet today. And I always tell you off when you're always commenting a lot, and today you've been quiet. So what's the matter? Tell Auntie. Thank you, Nanette. AT. Mama Nita, I see you on here. Tamara, Silla, More de More. There's quite a few people on here. Shemi, GH. There's a few. Thank you for listening to the show. My muse, I saw you come in earlier on, but you didn't call. Next week, please call in and be my muse. Like, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. Anyway, so to finish off, Felix.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in again.
No problem.
Have you enjoyed yourself?
No, I've had a roll of a time. It's been amazing. I've spoken to some amazing people, and
great.
Is it what's the name again? Is it what's the name?
Who?
Is it Lola? Lola
and Alphabet, yeah.
Yeah, Lola. Yeah, I'm coming to your barbecue.
I don't know if you were invited though.
I've invited myself. I'm joking. No.
Imagine this guy. Well, okay. So somebody's got a question for you.
Okay.
They said, "Are you looking for a wife by any chance?" I'm not going to say if it's a guy or girl. I'm just asking. Are you?
Unfortunately, I'm really busy at the moment, so no.
He's really busy. That's funny. Okay. Well, yeah, the listener, and it could be either. Like, I don't think they were asking for themselves.
Okay.
It was the question, but yeah. Okay, yeah. So, guys, I think we should talk to people more often. Let's talk to more strangers. I think when I did the topic on mental health, one of the things that came out was that actually it's good to talk, and it's good to talk to people. Whilst there's so many people in London or everywhere else, big cities can also be very lonely, even though there's so many people. So when you get a chance, talk to people. My favourite people to talk to would be old people. I love talking to old people. They have like a well of knowledge, and just they have so much information, and you know, I love hearing about people's lives from when they were younger, when they got older, and everything. So, you know, try that. And they normally want to talk to everybody. So if you're kind of like new to the talking to strangers thing, you can start with children, or you can start off with old people and slowly ease yourself in to speaking to people your own age.
Yeah.
And then I think is a great place to start.
Yeah.
Somebody said that a great topic starter is ask the people what the colour of their poo is. Look at your face. Or how many showers do you take in a day? I think some people might think that's a bit insulting, but you know, that's it. And when I was looking into this, I saw this like thing on there, and it said the next time somebody starts speaking to you, like a stranger starts speaking to you, kind of look around wildly and say, "You can see me."
Wow.
Sort of like I see dead people. but on a train, see if they run or if they just laugh at you. If they laugh, you know, depending on the kind of person you are, they've got a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
You can run with that. So, yeah, I mean, why not put yourself out there? What's the worst that can happen? They're just gonna ignore you or think you're crazy.
Yeah.
But really and truly, we're all a little bit crazy, so it doesn't really matter.
Yes.
If you want to talk to people, I think you should.
Yeah.
We need to like kind of
Okay.
let it go a little bit and just do what we're doing.
I came with with a present for you anyway before I go.
You came with a present for me?
Yes, I did.
Hey.
Yes, yeah. So I brought a tea for you.
A tea?
Yeah, a t-shirt.
Oh, this is so funny because last week I got a t-shirt as well from Oliver.
Is it?
So we had a gentleman. I had a gentleman in last week called Oliver.
Yeah.
Who gave me a t-shirt for. Right. They did a march against knife and gun crime.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I'll receive my one as well, please. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, we're gonna be wearing matching tops.
Oh.
Yeah, matching.
Full of Kemi.
Yeah, it's for the new single.
Oh,
yeah.
I was gonna ask you about it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one that you wanted me to play.
Yeah.
This is really. Oh, this chair. God.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
No problem.
Guys, I got a t-shirt. Like, if you want one, actually, just follow the guy.
Follow us. You know, we'll do a raffle.
Thank you.
We'll at random choose someone and we'll mail that to you.
That is so cool, actually, and I like these flowers. I like it.
Yeah.
For like Kemi.
It's for the ladies.
We like flowers.
Yeah,
like we actually also even like real flowers.
Yeah,
even.
Of course. Valentine's Day, don't worry.
It doesn't have to be like every day is like a love day, isn't it? Really?
Every day. Yeah. Well, you know, a guy's got to do what he's got to do to make his woman happy, innit? So yeah.
Or his friends, you know. It doesn't have to be. I like this. Thank you very much.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
Oh my God, this chair. I think I fixed it now. So we're going to try and play. I'm going to try and go on SoundCloud and play this song for you. I can't get a t-shirt and not play it. Really, can I?
No, you can't.
So I'm going to go in. Oh, God. I've got to do the whole signing in thing. It's really not good. All right, let me see. Let me see if I can. Any wise words whilst I'm doing this, before you go?
Anything I have to say?
Any more lines? Any more like topic starters from you? That's not asking somebody the colour of their poo or.
No, definitely.
What kind of thing should you stay away from? As a topic starter, maybe that's one. That's definitely one.
I think it's a trial and error thing, sort of thing. You know, see what works for you. You know, and from there you'll be able to, you know, see the difference between what you think is acceptable and what's not acceptable. But then even, you know, it's just thinking about what would I say to myself, or what do I find, you know, as acceptable. Is this acceptable or is this not acceptable? How would I want people to treat me, you know, sort of thing.
It's fair enough.
Yeah, and yeah.
This thing is asking me plenty of questions that I'm not ready to really answer, but I'm going to do it for the sake of my t-shirt.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, just for the sake of my t-shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah. And also I think it's good to judge a person's, like, look at them and see whether or not they look like somebody that want to talk first.
Yeah.
Don't just approach someone that looks angry and get boxed down and say that Sheila said I should try and do this.
Disclaimer.
You know, the disclaimer like you put on. Okay, so I think I'm on.
Okay.
And then we're going to do Fola Kemi.
Yeah.
By Oludre.
Right.
I can't find it. Sure? Is it Fola Kemi as 2 words or just one?
What have you done?
I put 2 words.
Put it.
Fola.
What is 1 word? Try 1 word.
Yeah. Sorry, I did put it as 1 word. Oh. Okay.
Have you found it?
No, I found other Oludre.
Oludre is 1 word.
Yeah, it's got that. London party, happy. No.
Let me check.
It's not coming through, guys. But try and find it if you can. I'm going to play another song from him.
Yeah, you
so
can
we've got London Party, we've got Happy Daddy.
play Happy Daddy. I think that would set things off well.
Okay.
As we go.
So we're going to leave with Happy Daddy from Oludre. Thank you, everybody, for joining in.
Yeah.
Have a great week. And I'll be back next week. I don't know what I'm talking about next week yet. I've got a couple of things I'd like to get off my chest.
Okay.
In the meantime, if you've got anything that you want to talk about, contact me. Leave a message for me. Text me, call me, WhatsApp. Leave, message me.
Yeah, the song is available on every platform also, you know. Download and buy it. It's not that expensive.
He's plugging, yes.
Support us. Yeah.
Alright, so this is Oludre, Happy Daddy. Hopefully play.
No, that's not it.
Wait. I know
it's like
I know what
something in
happened.
the background,
Yeah.
It's Oludre. Hey, yo, beats. Happy lawa, oh, eh. Happy people, tell them again. I'm so happy. Baba Tisha, thank you, Daddy. I'm so happy. Baba Tisha, I'm so happy. Baba Tisha, thank you, Daddy. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi má ṣe ro mí pin. Tábàárẹ̀ nífẹ̀yìntì bí ọ̀lẹ la rí. It's another day to call on Baba. A beautiful day to thank you, Daddy. I know they beg again, yo. I know they hungry not again, yo. Adúró tì ní lọ́jọ́ ìṣòro. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi máa jẹ́ oṣù ẹ̀ never Daddy o. Tipẹ́tipẹ́ ni mo ti ń tọrọ. Because of you ni mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀.